It was turned away in 2 other cities. Would Plymouth become the third to oppose plans for a large church? What some describe as a megachurch was proposed for vacant farmland in Plymouth amidst residential homes. Eaglebrook Church wanted to build on land at the northwest corner of Maple Grove Parkway and Chancada Trail. That's just north of Meadow Ridge Elementary School, near the Maple Grove border. Eaglebrook proposed a 64,000 square foot church that could seat as many as 1,500 people. The congregation currently holds services at Wayzata High School. But neighbors, some of them wearing Vote No stickers, packed Plymouth City Hall to express their opposition to the proposal. Of the 37 people who spoke Tuesday night, 31 were against, including Maple Grove Mayor Mark Stephenson, who came to speak against the project.
I think that our greatest concern is that there's only one access point to this facility. It creates, very simply, an operational challenge.
If a church at this location raises this much question and controversy, I'd really like for the council members to think what high-density housing would do in terms of raising questions and concerns.
In the end, the Plymouth City Council rejected the building plan by a 6-1 vote, citing fit and impact on the neighborhood. The lone person in favor was Plymouth Mayor Jeff Washy, who felt a housing development would have more impact on traffic. Corcoran and Minnetonka were the other 2 cities to turn away plans by Eaglebrook Church. 4 men were charged in connection with a Brooklyn Park shooting that injured 3 this spring. As of this week, 3 have pleaded guilty. On Tuesday, Jaquan Kennedy pleaded guilty to aiding and abetting assault. Meanwhile, Denico Plentyhorse pleaded guilty to robbery and was sentenced to 3.5 years. Liddell Robinson pleaded guilty to fleeing police and was sentenced to just over 2 months in the workhouse. Corey Stewart will go to trial for robbery and assault in January. According to prosecutors, the shooting stemmed from a shoe sale turned robbery. One city cut ties while another is staying the course. After Brooklyn Park voted to end its partnership with Minneapolis Northwest Tourism, Brooklyn Center has decided to continue working with the nonprofit. Minneapolis Northwest Tourism promotes travel and hospitality in the region. Maple Grove, Brooklyn Park, and Brooklyn Center were all members of the organization until Maple Grove left 2 years ago. Brooklyn Center and Brooklyn Park later restructured the nonprofit, but about 2 weeks ago, Brooklyn Park City Council decided to withdraw, claiming the organization breached its contract. The Brooklyn Center City Council voted to stay on.
If we went it alone, consider this, the CEO all of the attention would come to us.
The council voted 3-2 to stay with the board. Mayor April Graves and councilmember Marquita Butler cast votes to leave. Anyone hoping to check out the new Ice Castles attraction in Maple Grove will have to wait a little bit longer. Crews initially wanted to open the Ice Castles by the end of the month, but as Delaney Cleveland reports, Mother Nature had other plans.
It's good to spend some time with our crew here.
In the heart of Maple Grove, a frozen flurry of construction is happening non-stop along Main Street.
We have like 3 or 4 courtyard areas. This will be one open area.
Slowly but surely, a crew of about 24 people is hard at work building up a castle made entirely of ice. However, that construction is not going quite as planned.
It's been a warm year. We've had a few cold days. Unfortunately, a lot of this is going to melt before it gets cold again.
Brent Christensen is the founder of Ice Castles. He says that an ideal forecast for building this attraction would be for cold, and more cold.
If we get over 30, we get a little drippy and melty. I'd love days to be in the 20s and nights to be in the teens or lower teens, 10 degrees or even lower, because then we can really grow this thing fast.
The weather he's asking for isn't in the forecast, which means that people looking forward to this winter wonderland are going to have to be patient.
There's no guarantee when we're going to open. We'd like to think it would be mid-January, but we have to just wait and see what the weather does for us.
The initial hope was to have the Ice Castles open by mid to late December, which would be an economic driver for Maple Grove. But for now, that timeline is in the hands of Mother Nature.
We get what we get and we don't throw a fit, as my wife likes to say.
The State Emblems Redesign Commission announced its 3 finalists for the Minnesota state flag on Tuesday. We stopped by Elm Creek Elementary School to get a kindergartner's perspective on those finalists. So I'm going to show you one of the top 3 designs. So these are the best ones that the people picked.
I can already see it.
What a flag says matters. So this is the first one I'm going to show you. What do you think?
I don't know if that's water and grass, but is that just the darkness?
Just ask Elm Creek kindergartners. What have you noticed on this flag?
There's a different shape star and dark blue and light blue and green.
We showed a few of them, the 3 new Minnesota state flag finalists. Tell me which one's your favorite. One by one.
I'll just pick all of them.
All of them? Kids noticed colors, shapes, and design choices.
That kind of looks like the sky. It's like a shining star, like a golden star.
And something most kids spotted was the North Star.
This one.
I'll show you all 3. The girls we talked with one-on-one shared a favorite, Mirror of the Sky. If you had your very own flag, anything, what would you do?
I would put lots of stars on it.
Shout it out, let me know.
Yes!
Yes? We also talked to a class full of kindergartners for a more chaotic approach. All right, how about this one? Like, what do you think about when you think about Minnesota that you think this connects?
Grassy hills.
But in the end, most of the kindergartners came to the same conclusion. This one. We'll find out if the commission agrees with the kids soon. That group meets again on Friday, December 15th.
The Maple Grove girls basketball team is off to a great start this season. The Crimson took aim at another win over a Lake Conference team Tuesday. 4-0 Maple Grove hosting 5-0 Eden Prairie. Both teams ranked in the top 10 in Class 4A. Ava Cassette drains a three-pointer from the wing early. The Crimson senior finishes the game with 12 points. Big moment here from Maple Grove's Jordan Odie. She drives the lane and lays in 2. That gives the junior 1,000 points for her career. She would go on to score 25 points on the night. Tori Schlegel had a good game for the Eagles. She scores off the Ella Hardwig assist. Schlegel with 19 points. Crimson lead by 2 at halftime. Second half, Claire Stern on the move. She stops and knocks down the 15-footer for 2 of her 13 points. 4 Crimson players in all score in double figures. Pender Overski had a couple of big second-half baskets off the bench, including this three-pointer, as Maple Grove, after trailing early, goes back into the lead. Odie drills a three-pointer to extend the Crimson lead, as Maple Grove goes on to win 72-65. They are now 5-0 on the season. The Champlin Park Coon Rapids girls hockey team is having a very solid season, with their only losses coming against highly ranked Maple Grove and War Road. They took on Osseo Park Center Tuesday. Jay Wilcox has the highlights.
Osseo Park Center visiting Champlin Park Coon Rapids in girls hockey. Good puck movement for CPCR, and Tessa Bowden tucks it in for a power play goal. It's 1-0 Bluebirds after a period. Caitlin Easton with a good pass ahead to Bowden, and she turns the D inside out on her way to a great goal as Champlin Park Coon Rapids goes up 2-0 in the second. That's the score after 2. Despite being badly outshot, OPC stays in it, and Victoria Welch sneaks the shot through a screen for a power play goal. The Stars are within 2-1 with 10 minutes left. But Champlin Park Coon Rapids tacks on 2 more. Bowden to Sydney Bernovic, and her shot trickles in for the 4th goal of the night. Champlin Park Coon Rapids is now 8-2 after a 4-1 win over Osseo Park Center. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
It has been an unseasonably warm winter so far, and that's made it tough for local Nordic ski teams to get out and practice. Ches Moots has more on how the Wayzata boys and girls Nordic ski teams have managed so far.
5, 4.
Snow is what makes Nordic skiers
Go!
Unfortunately, besides the self-made snow at Elm Creek Park Reserve in Maple Grove, there hasn't been much of the white stuff, making life tough for the Wayzata Nordic ski teams.
It was definitely hard to find snow at the beginning of the year, so definitely getting the cross training in, going roller skiing, running, bounding, whatever we need to do.
But logistically, it's challenging. Elm Creek does a great job. Three Rivers does a great job, obviously, with this 2-kilometer loop they have open. But it's tough having all the metro schools want to be on the snow. We've been out here at 6 a.m. a couple of days skiing just to get some snow time.
The Trojans have been patiently waiting to hit the slopes, not just because of the lack of snow, but the boys finished second at the state meet last year and the girls 10th overall.
I feel like we'll definitely be fighting for that 1 or 2 place at state, maybe even challenging Duluth East for that championship.
We have a strong senior class and a couple younger skiers, and we're all really excited to be training, and I think we'll do good this year.
At the Lakes Conference meet on Tuesday, the Wayzata boys and girls took first place, and both Trojan teams still have plenty they want to work on before the section and state meet in February. But for now, they just want a little more consistent snow.
Just maximizing our training, getting on snow for as much as we can, working on our technique, and getting good workouts in.
It's always that hard work and dedication. Same thing with cross country. Our team is built around it, and we always try and do our best to stick to schedule, and when you wake up, when you go to bed, what you're eating, you got to be correct about all of it.
At the Elm Creek Park Reserve, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.